What is good, everybody? It's your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience coming to you from Fort Pierce, Florida. Yo, man, it is cold down here today. Low 40s this morning when I woke up. Yeah, that's cold for us. I'm a Floridian now, even though I was raised in Jersey, and I've experienced the coldest of the cold. After spending time as far north as North Dakota. But let me tell you something. When you've been in the tropics as long as I have, your blood gets thinned out, as you get older, and 40 degrees is cold. But anyhow, I'm just happy to be here. So anyway, check it out. Yesterday, was ridiculous. I was watching the news cycles yesterday and just bugging out off Donald Trump. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about him much more, anymore, actually, I said, but some of the most ridiculous things that comes out of this dude's mouth. Oh, man, I mean, it just, I know you all heard about it already. He wants to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. He wants to make Canada the 51st state. He's considering using military force to take the Panama Canal and Greenland. Come on. Yo, man. World leaders are clowning his dumb ass. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe you MAGA dummies fell for the snow job that this motherfucker put on y'all. I really don't understand how y'all fell for the bullshit. And now we're all going to suffer through the next 4 years. Prices are probably going to go up because of these tariffs that he wants to implement on basically the whole world. Probably get us into a shooting war with somebody because somebody's going to test us. Somebody's going to test us, and we got two of the biggest boys on the block, China and Russia. I mean, Russia's tied up right now in Ukraine, getting their asses kicked. I can't believe it's been going on 3 years now, and Russia hasn't finished out this war. Ukrainians are still holding on. Bravely fighting against the invaders who are trying to eliminate them. We got the Israelis, trying to exterminate the Palestinians. That's probably the biggest war crime on the planet right now. And shout out to all the Israeli people who are against the bullshit that their government is pulling now. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway, you know what? Forget all that. We're in 2025. Here, let me unzip this a little bit. We're in 2025, and I'm just happy to be here. And we're going to make this year the best that it can possibly be. I don't care what we got to do, but we're going to make this a good year. Here at Crazy Baby TV World, man, we just looking forward to doing some good things. I'm finally got the finishing touches on the foundation that I've been putting together, the Young Fathers Empowerment Group. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a great program. It's a mentorship program that I envisioned a couple years ago while I was working for another mentorship program. But I put this thing together. I took a lot of time making sure that all the details were correct. This year we're going to implement our plan. We're getting out now, getting ready to get out and start our fundraising campaign because it is a nonprofit. So we're establishing all the legal entities right now, and we're going to start our fundraising campaign so we can get the funds to open up our facility here locally. And we're going to start mentoring some of these young black men in our community and helping them become fathers, and not baby daddies. You know what I mean? And the way my program is designed, though, it will include young mothers as well. We want to change this baby daddy, baby mama mentality within the black community. And we got to start, getting our young people trained on being, true leaders, and pillars within their families and their communities. Because it's just out of control. These youngsters right now have zero guidance. Churches ain't helping. Like right here in Fort Pierce, we have more fucking churches per capita than anywhere else in the country. In this little tiny city of Fort Pierce, Florida, everybody and their mama got a church. They got churches in backyards. Every vacant lot, there's a tent being set up, and these these preachers out here basically robbing the community of every dime that they can get, out here looking like straight up pimps, using the Bible, to basically run their scams on people. It's a damn shame too. It's a damn shame that black folks have fallen into the trap of organized religion and basically religious pimpology, because that's what it is. So we're going to try to break that cycle with the Young Fathers Empowerment Group and help teach these young men how to be fathers and how to be true leaders in the community. So I'm going to be releasing some documents online here in the next couple of weeks, so y'all can read up on it. The website is actually complete. I just haven't published it yet, but we're going to be publishing that pretty soon. I'm very excited about that, and that's that. But more importantly, too, the Ken Jackson Experience. We are going hard this year. I'm just happy to be here, man. I've had so many medical issues going on the past couple of years, and there's a couple of times that I really didn't think I was going to make it. But I'm here now. I'm healthy. I'm feeling good, and we're here in the new year, and I hope everybody has a plan for prosperity in 2025, because we've been going through it, y'all. And I ain't talking about just black folks. Americans in general, man, we've been going through a whole lot of bullshit these past, 8 years, really, because when Donald Trump first came into office, the buffoonery was on full tilt, and now it's going to be worse. We got 4 years of this bullshit, and don't get me wrong, I'm not wishing for his downfall, but I am wishing for his failure in regards to what he's trying to implement for this country. We don't need that bullshit. We are not a dictatorship. We don't need to be throwing our loyalty to a wannabe dictator, a 34-time convicted felon who has no business being in charge of anything. But for some reason, This country elected him back to the White House after knowing full well what his capabilities for destruction and chaos were, after the first 4 years, which in my mind was a total fluke. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that this guy would ever be president the first time. But you know what? Should have paid attention to the Simpsons, because the Simpsons predicted this bullshit. And now I'm starting to really believe that somebody on that Simpsons writing and production staff has some insight into the future. Right now, we got a bunch of billionaires about to walk into the White House and tell us how to live. They're going to tell us what's best for us, while their pockets are getting fatter and ours are getting thinner. Think about that. A bunch of billionaires out here about to tell all of us regular working class folk what's good for us. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of you idiots out there that think, well, they're billionaires. They do know better. They obviously know better, or else they wouldn't have become billionaires. No, they're billionaires because of your dumbass. They're billionaires because of my dumbass, because we put them there. We bought into their products, and some of them are great products. Don't get it twisted. Some of them are great products. But we lift them up on these pedestals that they don't deserve to be on, because they did not build their companies alone. We often forget about the people that work for these companies. The ones who really, really put in, the effort, the hours of lost time with their families and shit like that. These are the people who built these companies that don't get paid enough. Why is it that Elon Musk has a personal net worth of over $450 billion right now? Think about that. But he don't pay no damn personal taxes. I think it's some ridiculous bullshit that, he has a $80,000 a year salary with Tesla. It's bullshit. This whole corporate world is a bunch of bullshit, smoke and mirrors, so that these people can skirt the rules. The rules don't apply to them. They don't care nothing about the people that made them, which includes us too, the consumers. We don't work for the companies, but we do work for the companies because we buy their products, and we don't object to the high pricing. We don't object to the rule breaking and the regulatory issues that they're always trying to find a way around. And we're just making it easier for them now because we voted in a bunch of idiots into the government that are catering only to the billionaires. Think about that. We the people do have the power, but we the people are a bunch of fools because we don't exercise the power that we have available to us. And as long as we keep voting these people into office and not holding them accountable, it's going to be the same bullshit over and over again. So what's the solution? The solution is we the people need to start paying attention, stop falling for the okie doke. Fuck all the conspiracy theories and all of the bullshit that you're being that's being pumped into your heads, and we just have to start participating in the system and making the system work the way it was designed. Presidents should not be immune from anything. You know what should make them immune? Them not breaking the law. That is what should give them immunity. It makes no damn sense that a president, Donald Trump says, well, if a president doesn't have immunity, he won't be able to do his job. Yes, the fuck he can. Just don't break the law. Same with police and their qualified immunity. Police wouldn't be able to do their jobs if they had to worry about lawsuits and punishment. That's exactly what they need to be worried about so that they will do their jobs properly. Half of these cops out here don't even understand the laws that they're supposed to be enforcing. They don't understand the rules that they're supposed to be following. And a lot of them do understand, but they just don't give a fuck because they feel like, hey, I got qualified immunity, so I can just run amok in the public. Nothing's going to happen to me. And Donald Trump has promised to make it even easier for them now to get away with crimes, major crimes. Cops been getting away with murder for decades. But you got to understand, too, the police departments weren't originally set up to protect the public. They were originally instituted to protect business and commerce. That's why there used to be, back in the days, beat cops used to only walk the financial districts. They used to only patrol the financial districts. They didn't give a fuck about the residential areas. That didn't come until later when they were said to serve and protect. Yeah, serve, protect, and break a nigga's neck, like Ice Cube said back in the day. But listen, it's time for us to take back our country. And I don't mean us, in terms of black folks, white folks, or anything, because we're born here, we're natives now. Unfortunately, our ancestors weren't natives. My people were brought here against their will. European people were the original illegal aliens. Let that shit sink in. The Pilgrims were not invited to come here. The colonists were not invited to come here. How the fuck did they discover a new world when there were people already here? You follow what I'm saying? There were people already here with culture, with organization and structure, but Europeans came in and called them heathens and animals and destroyed, their entire way of lives. Of life, and it basically took over and claimed something that didn't belong to them as their own. White Europeans. Okay? Now, does that make me hate white people? No. It's just a simple truth that European people stole this land from the natives that were here. And now we're starting to learn that brown-skinned people like myself were already here too. Actually came here thousands of years before the Europeans got here. Ain't that some shit? But the Europeans who claimed they were running away from oppression and running away from they were running away from religious oppression and they didn't want to be subjects to the king anymore. But they came here and did the exact same thing to the natives that were here. They raped, pillaged, stole everything, enslaved, And now the descendants of those people are trying to stop others from immigrating here the same way they did, basically, because they're afraid that what their ancestors did to the original natives here is going to happen to them. Ain't that some shit? Pay attention, people. History tells the story of the future. And we have it within our power to shape the future. We do. We really do. But if you let yourself fall victim to the bullshit, to the propaganda, to the conspiracies, we're destined to repeat the past. Think about that. Every time I hear Donald Trump and MAGA freaks talking about we can't let them take our country. Motherfucker, it ain't your country. It's not. Historically, this is not your country. It's not my country. It's mine and yours now because we're born and raised here. But historically, it didn't belong to us. Somebody else was already here. And it's a shame that proper history isn't taught. Because if the history was taught properly, maybe people would be more compassionate about immigrants trying to come here to make a better life for themselves. Now, and listen, before y'all start, shooting shots at me, I don't support. I don't even want to call it illegal immigration. I think anybody who wants to come here to these United States and make a life for themselves should be able to. Anybody who wants to come here and blend in with our current society should be allowed to come here and make a go of it. They should, but come the right way. We have rules in place because we need to have rules in place. We just can't have, just reckless, in and out, and we have to have some sort of order. Unfortunately, we have a government now that has run amok. They're drunk on power, and they, they seem to think that the people work for them. The people are here to serve them. But that shit's the other way around. They're supposed to be serving us. They're supposed to be doing what we sent them to Washington to do, what we voted them into our state and local government agencies to do, which is to serve the public interest. None of them do that now. Well, I'm not going to say none of them because there are a lot of politicians that are trying to do the right thing. Unfortunately, we have the idiots in charge that are pulling the wool over everybody's eyes and making it seem like they're the victims, making it seem like they're the only ones looking out for us. But all they're doing is looking out for themselves, trying to make themselves and their friends richer and more powerful, while the general public continues to suffer. Now listen, I'm on a rant this morning, so don't get it twisted. This is not my regular show. It's not a regular broadcast. I'm on here because I was feeling some kind of way after watching a couple of stories on the news and reading some articles, this past week. Shit's just crazy. It's out of control. I don't know what the immediate solution is, but I do know that these next 4 years, actually these next 2 years, because we're going to have an opportunity in 2 years to get rid of the Congress, to remake the Congress, and vote these assholes out, and hopefully get some sort of order back in our government. Because this has been building up for last few decades. We've been on a path to failure for the past, I would say, 3 or 4 decades. Seriously. I'm a child of the civil rights era. Now civil rights have been taken away. And they're working hard now to take away every advancement that we've made as a society. Take us back to the days when those of European descent had total dominance. That's what they want. They really want to take us back to the times of Jim Crow, maybe even back to slavery days. Think about that. Y'all gotta let that shit sink in. And this goes for some of you white folks out there whose families aren't from the elite group, because they don't give a fuck about you either. Okay? They don't give a damn about your ass either. It's really us against the elites. How the hell is it that some billionaire, and not just regular billionaires, I'm not talking about, billionaires who, became billionaires after working hard and building amazing businesses, but they started at the bottom like us, you know what I mean? I'm talking about these ones that were born with silver spoons in their mouth, the ones who've never lived like us. Elon Musk has never lived like us. Donald Trump has never lived like us. He has no idea how regular people live and exist. These motherfuckers have never had the experience of not knowing where they're going to lay their heads down at night. Not knowing if they were even going to be able to eat today, tomorrow, even next week. Not knowing, where their next dollar would come from so that they could provide for their families. They've never experienced that. These motherfuckers have never set foot in a grocery store or the neighborhood corner store, to buy things that they literally need just to get through the day or get through the week. They've never experienced that. But you're going to let them tell you what you need to do and what you should have to live your life. See, they don't want you to come up. They don't want you to prosper. They want you to stay right where you're at, broke and destitute, because that's the only way that they get to stay in power. That's the only way they get to experience the lifestyles that they're living. Think about that shit. Elon Musk isn't an elected official. He's not a government official at all. But Donald Trump has given this motherfucker access to the entire financial structure of this country. It's given him the power to take away, things that American people need, because he feels like it's good for us. But in actuality, it's only good for him. It's only good for any of them, because as long as they can keep us poor and dependent, they stay rich and powerful. And you MAGA freaks have fallen for the okie doke. Y'all have fucked around, and now we're all gonna find out. Think about that. Let that shit sink in. I don't give a fuck what your political affiliation is. I don't give a fuck what your religious preference is. The bottom line is this. All of you idiots that have supported this incoming administration and the policies that they're trying to implement are dumb as motherfucking rocks. And you deserve every fucking thing that you're going to get. But the problem is, the rest of us are going to suffer right along with you. You pulled this country into a fucking hole that we may not be able to climb out of. And that's real talk. But anyway, let's see how it works out. I could be wrong and things could turn around and we could all end up great. I still have a little bit of optimism left in me. Just a little bit. So I'm going to try to hold on to that optimism. But in reality, I think we're going to be fucked up. Alright, I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience, my daily rant. And I'll see y'all Sunday night, 9 p.m. for my regular broadcast, in which we're going to be talking about more fun and interesting stuff, maybe some ratchet bullshit from around the community. I'm getting out the rest of this week to shoot some B-roll video and kind of show y'all what's going around in my community. Hey, do me a favor, though. Go to the website, crazybabytvworld.com. Check it out. Read some of the articles. Leave a comment. Visit the YouTube channel, Crazy Baby TV World. Leave comments. Check out some of the older videos. We're about to put up all new content the rest of this year, obviously. But subscribe to the channel. Don't cost you a dime. And I'm not trying to get in your pockets, because I know your money you work hard for is precious. You need it for things that are more valuable than anything I could ever possibly sell to you. But subscribe to the channel. Leave me a thumbs up if you like it. Leave me a thumbs down if you don't like it. Either way, it helps to know what you guys and ladies are looking to watch and listen to. So, all right, I'm out. Peace. Everybody have a good and prosperous day, and stay frosty. Peace. I'm out. Bye.